Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're unlocking what is literally a masterclass on human relationships. We're going deep into Dale Carnegie's legendary 80-year-old masterpiece, How to Win Friends and Influence People. Now, you might be thinking, why are we looking at an 80-year-old book when we're living in the era of social media and hyperspeed communication? Well, here's the thing. While our technology has totally transformed, fundamental human nature hasn't changed a bit. The psychological keys to connection, trust, and influence, they are exactly the same today as they were decades ago. Understanding them is basically your ultimate superpower.
So let me ask you, have you ever spoken and felt like absolutely no one was listening? Or maybe you've exhausted yourself trying to win an argument, only to walk away angry and completely unheard. Yeah, we've all been there, and it's incredibly frustrating. But what if you could become the person everyone genuinely wants to listen to and collaborate with? Okay, let's dive into this, because by the end of this explainer, you're going to walk away with highly practical, proven tools to completely transform your social dynamics.
Here's how we're going to break it all down today. First, the basics of handling people. Second, ways to win others' love. Third, the art of persuasion. Fourth, secrets of smart leadership. And finally, the challenge to change your life. We're leveling up from internal mindset all the way to mastering leadership, proving that structured learning really is the best way to grasp this stuff.
All right, let's kick things off with Section 1, Basics of Handling People. Without this foundational mindset, honestly, everything else in human interaction just falls apart. The absolute bedrock of connecting with others starts with a pretty hard truth about criticism. Check out this quote. "I saw myself as a public benefactor, and all I got was abuse." You know who said that? Al Capone. Seriously, one of the most notorious, dangerous mob bosses in American history. He didn't see himself as a bad guy. He genuinely believed he was a misunderstood philanthropist. The profound lesson here is that if even a hardened mob boss rejects blame and justifies his actions, criticizing an everyday person is never going to change them for the better. It just hurts their pride and immediately puts them on the defensive. And this brilliantly illustrates a slightly absurd but perfect metaphor. If you go fishing, do you bait your hook with strawberries and cream just because you like them? Of course not, right? You use worms, because that's what the fish wants. In life, we are constantly trying to influence people by talking about what we want. But the only way to get someone to do something is to figure out what they want and then show them exactly how to get it. Which brings us right into Section 2, Ways to Win Others' Love. How do you become instantly likable and magnetically attractive without being fake? Well, the greatest secret to social magnetism is genuine interest. Take Howard Thurston, for example. He was a world-famous magician who performed for millions. His secret wasn't just his technical skill. Plenty of magicians were technically superior. His real secret was a profound, genuine love for his audience. Before every single show, he'd actively remind himself how grateful he was for the people sitting out there. He wasn't faking it. People can spot a fake from a mile away. He genuinely cared, and the audience deeply felt that connection. Now, one of the most practical ways to actually show that interest is by remembering names, because to any person, their name is the sweetest, most important sound in any language. To master this, try this simple 4-step checklist. First, focus completely when they introduce themselves. Second, repeat the name immediately in the conversation. Third, link it to a visual feature or their profession. And fourth, write it down later. It's such a tiny bit of effort, but it yields massive returns in making people feel incredibly valued around you.
Another incredible tool for winning people over is active listening. The great irony of being a fantastic conversationalist is that you actually just need to be a great, patient listener who encourages the other person to talk. To do this right, look them in the eyes, ask open-ended questions that let them expand, absolutely never interrupt them, even if you totally disagree, and react by nodding. Honestly, giving someone your full, undivided attention is the rarest and highest compliment you can pay them in our super distracted world. Stepping into some more challenging territory, let's look at Section 3, the art of persuasion.
So how do you actually get people to agree with your way of thinking without triggering a useless, unwinnable argument? Because as we know, even if you win an argument logically, you still lose if you've damaged their pride. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it uses the Socratic method. The goal is to get the other person saying yes immediately. Instead of opening with your controversial new pitch, ask questions they'll naturally agree with. Like, do we agree our goal is to increase sales by 20%? Yes. Do we agree the market is changing? Yes. By getting a yes early on, you build positive psychological momentum, and it prevents a boss's or a colleague's ego from just digging into a defensive no. But what happens when you are the one who messed up? The absolute best thing you can do is admit it, immediately and clearly. Fighting fire with fire just creates a bigger blaze. But quickly, clearly, and proactively admitting your own mistake, that is literally like pouring a bucket of ice water on someone's anger. It instantly disarms them. Usually, they'll actually switch from attacking you to defending you and trying to minimize your mistake.
And when you are successfully pitching your ideas, remember that naked facts are boring. Think about Steve Jobs. He didn't sell the first iPod by listing out its technical specs in gigabytes. He dramatized his idea. He just said, 1,000 songs in your pocket. In today's world of endless distractions, you've got to frame your arguments as compelling, vivid stories. Use metaphors, use striking imagery, and paint a picture that really captures the imagination of whoever you're trying to persuade.
Let's ascend to the peak of our mastery arc with Section 4, Secrets of Smart Leadership.
True leadership isn't about just barking orders from the top down. It's about inspiring change and correcting mistakes without breeding a toxic culture of resentment. So, the crucial point is how you deliver feedback. Think about the psychological difference between the words but and. If you say, "I am proud of you, but your math is weak," that single word "but" completely erases the praise that came before it. It feels like a trap. Instead, just change one word. "I am proud of you, and if you keep trying, you'll be first in math." Replacing "but" with "and" validates them while still setting a high standard. It completely transforms the emotional impact of what you're saying.
Similarly, consider how smart leaders give instructions. A direct order, like "finish this report today," can stir up immediate, quiet resistance. It makes people feel like mere subordinates. But phrasing it as a question, like "what do we need to finish this report today?" changes the entire dynamic. It allows the other person to save face. It makes them feel like a creative collaborator solving a problem rather than just a tool executing a command.
To truly motivate people, you have to tap into their deep desire to excel. Take this vivid story about factory manager Charles Schwab. His factory was underperforming. So, at the end of the day shift, he simply took a piece of chalk and wrote a massive 6 on the factory floor. That was the 6 units they produced. When the night shift came in and saw it, their pride was challenged. By morning, they had erased the 6 and wrote a 7. The next shifts saw the 7 and pushed it to a 10. Schwab subtly gamified the workflow, proving that people naturally love a challenge and the chance to prove their worth.
This brings us to the climax of our explainer. Section 5, the challenge to change your life.
We have traversed a tremendous amount of human psychology today. But the raw truth is, knowing all this theory means absolutely nothing if it just stays in your head. It requires immediate, conscious practice. So, what does this all mean for you? Which principle will you apply this week? Don't try to change your entire personality overnight. Just pick one single principle. Maybe it's actively listening without interrupting. Maybe it's remembering names. Or maybe it's just dropping the word "but" from your feedback. Commit to testing it out in your real life for the next 7 days. I promise, you'll be absolutely amazed at the doors it opens and the respect you command. Go out there, put this to the test, and start mastering your social world.